Hello everyone, Vulcan here, and finally was able to get this video out. Today what I want to show is, showcase is Nora Valkyrie and what I think she's good at. This is a continuation from my previous video where I showed what Jean can do and why I think he's really good. Today instead we'll be touching base on Nora. Now, I do apologize, the reason it took so long for this to come out is because I've been practicing with the rest of Team Juniper, which as you see now, sometime in the next century, I've pretty much maxed everyone out. Pierre herself is quite close to being maxed out. And one thing I will say about her right now is that I really like her combos. You see why in my next video with regards to Juniper. Today, as I said, we'll be touching on Nora. So, first thing I want to mention is I really like her character model. But I should have said this in the last video as well. I don't remember if I did say it, but Jean's character model, as well as everyone else's in Team Juniper, they're a lot closer to their actual series counterparts. And a wishful thinking of mine is that they will be updating Ruby's character models as well, simply because they can do it, and the fact that the Juniper models look so close to their series counterparts is proof of that. They used to look a lot better in the early days of the early access, but for reasons I guess I can understand at this point, they had to change them to something more effective.
We're not going to miss the action in Mountain Glen this time.
So there's various things that I really like about Nora, and the main thing, well, no, one of the things that I really like about her is the fact that when you upgrade her ranged attack to max, what she does is she leaves behind a couple of grenades, which act as mines. So if a character is if an enemy is standing close to them, and the grenade explodes, it will affect them basically. And in Horde mode, that itself, and I suppose in campaign mode as well, but particularly in Horde mode, that can be quite useful. If one of your allies is surrounded by a bunch of enemies, what you can do is you can shoot at the enemies that are surrounding your ally, and if some of the grenades miss their targets, they will remain on the ground and it will still affect them, which can give your ally a bit of reprieve.
That was fun.
So the range attack is really good in that sense, and it's why I think that Nora herself is basically the ranger class in Team Juniper. The long distance class. Basically what Blake is to Team Ruby. I don't know why I came here. Got another one. Man, I love Nora because she is almost sadistic, but she really has fun. A lot of fun when she's fighting. I can't wait to see what she's like in Volume 4. I really like what they did with her character model for that volume. Only 5 more days, guys. 5 more days. We can do this. We've waited for almost a year, but the time is coming. Speaking of which, I got the spoiler alert achievement on this game, which some of you may not know this, but basically the way to get the hidden achievement from the DLC is to play as Team Ranger. So basically have a team including Ruby, Nora, Jean, and Ren. So, yeah, there you go. I just spoilered the spoiler alert. So back to Nora. Let me try and herd these enemies so I can actually show something. So basically, when enemies are standing close to the one you're attacking, what her attack does is it sends a shockwave, which stuns other enemies for a very brief period of time. That's the light, heavy attack. The light, heavy attack instead basically one-shots Beowulfs. Now you might be thinking that the light, heavy attack can be a bit cheap because, as you saw just now, that was intentional. As you saw just now, it basically attacks even though a team attack is triggered. So what that might do is it might steal a team attack. However, that doesn't have to be the case, as I'll show in a little bit. Just a second ago, you also saw a Beowulf attacking me while I was attacking another Beowulf, but it affected the Beowulf instead of me. So Nora basically becomes invincible when she's doing that attack. However, like I was saying before, the fact that she does that combo doesn't mean that she steals team attacks, because you can get out of it, as I did just now. So when a team attack is triggered, all you have to do is jump. Wrong attack. Let's see if I can do it on this one. See? So like I did just now, I cut the combo short by jumping. And that basically allowed for me to perform the team attack. In a multiplayer environment, that'll allow other players to do the team attack instead. But this combo is extremely powerful because, as you just saw, it basically shaved the Alpha Beowulf's health by half. And regular Beowulfs can be one-shotted by this attack. And if I so choose, I can also cut short the attack itself. Nora's team attack is also really strong because, as you just saw, this also applies to, I suppose, most of the other characters, but Peter in particular too, where a team attack performed by Nora will affect other Grimm nearby. So really, Nora's combos really have a very good sorry, I forgot the term now. Crowd control. Nora's attacks have really good crowd control in a sense, and that can really help in a team environment, and especially in Horde mode. So in that perspective, it makes more and more sense how Team Juniper was released on the day of Horde mode release as well. So when you have the overpowered combo that Nora has on top of John's ability to enhance other players, that can make it for really good team play. Which is what you need for Horde mode. In campaign mode, it's more justifiable that you're competing with other players in order to get more kills, but in Horde mode, you really gotta prioritize on teamwork, because particularly if you're playing a map like Forever Fall, where you have to defend 3 stations all at once throughout most of the waves, teamwork is really important. Which is something I also wanted to talk about in terms of Jean, now that I've had more time to play with him. Depending on the map that you use choose for Horde mode, you got to make sure that you have the right type of ultimate, because one of Jean's ultimates enhances other players' power, their basic attack, whereas another way to upgrade Jean is to have him enhance the movement speed of the other players, as well as himself, of course. And in Forever Fall, I think the movement speed is more useful, because even with 4 players, defending all 3 stages at once can be very difficult. Even with 4 players and turrets, I should specify. Making good use of the light heavy attack there. So, as I was saying, having at least one character being able to move around the map very quickly can be really useful in order to get to a station that's experiencing a lot of trouble, and for you to help an ally. Ideally for that, you want to use a very quick moving character, like within Team Juniper, I think Ren is the fastest. So I will be updating that particular view for the video covering Ren himself, but so far that's my view on how they can be useful in Horde mode. Whereas Jean's ability to strengthen the basic attack by twice as much can be more useful in Emerald Forest. Sorry, I'm a bit it's a bit hard to focus on 2 things at once, fighting all these Grimm and commentating on various other things. Electro Blast Mastery. So basically now I can upgrade her team attack all the way up, which is something I might do later, but as soon as these guys leave, we'll see what that does. Let's see if I can just get up here real quick. There we go. So let's see what that does. Adds a larger affected range to damage more enemies with the Electro Blast. So basically, larger AoE. So very simple thing. There you are. So yeah, that's my video on Nora. Next up will be Kira, which I gotta say, I really like her basic attack combos. I won't say anything else apart from that. Everything else will be for the next video. So, like the video if you did, comment down below, subscribe to my channel for more content, and I'll see you soon.